I'm back. For today's video, I'm going to be changing, and I just removed already two of the screws and loosened up the other two, this panel cover, because we're going to be changing one of these breakers from a 20 amp to a 30 amp because I changed the shower head. This is for an outside bathroom for the pool, and I changed the shower head, and the one that I have now, it consumes more amperage, and it requires actually a 30. I was trying to get away with that 20, but it does trip it after a while of the heater running in the shower head. It's one of those instant heaters that the actual shower head heats the water right there. You don't need a tank. So besides changing it to a 30, obviously once you change it to a 30, you gotta up the wire. So I will be changing to from a 12 gauge wire to a 10. So two things are gonna be done today. Changing the wire and the breaker. So with that said, I'm gonna be doing this my way. You need to get a licensed electrician, unless you yourself are one and know what you're doing. Especially that the way that I do it is just what I feel comfortable with and what I can do. You may live in a city or a county that has more specific, strict building and electrical codes that you might not be able to do certain things. So do it at your own risk if you're gonna copy anything I do. And this is just, again, me doing it my way. I will be, now the lamp that I'm gonna be changing from 12 going to a 10 and on the breaker from 20 to 30 is gonna be this one on this Romex, which is this breaker right here. Shut it off. And I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. There we go. Then this wire, we're gonna pull it out of here now. Now make sure when you do this, you don't leave it hanging that it's gonna touch anything accidentally. And this is a 20, which we will be replacing with a 30. Now this wire coming out here, the next two we're gonna unplug, or I am. It's gonna be the neutral coming to the neutral bar. And these bolts can be very tight at times. There it goes. And I did not shut off the power to the whole unit, which you should. Just in case you touch something that you shouldn't, when you pull out the cable, sometimes it'll touch something else. I'm doing it the dangerous way. Definitely would not do it like this. And now, that will be the ground coming out here. And that's it. I got them all. Now, since I don't really care so much about this wire anymore, I'm gonna cut it so I could pull it out easier through there. And I could feed then my other wire through there. This one's gonna go that way. But right now I have the cover outside, so we'll leave it like that for now. And we'll take the camera outside and show you what I'm doing out there. And then we'll come back inside and put the breaker when the wire's through. Be right back. Okay, here we are now in the outside part. Let's take this part off so we can pull that wire out. No, I'll call you when I'm ready for you. When you can help. When you can help, I call you. Yeah, we gotta fix that. Okay. And that over there is where it's gonna be pulled out from the actual box, and this is where it goes into the bathroom area, into the shower head. Let me cut it so I can remember, because the colors of these shower heads are not like black, white, and brown. It's blue. They can put weird colors so that I can remember which one's which. I'm gonna cut it up and leave a piece of my wire that I know where I'm hooked, how I hook it up over there always. And that way I don't forget which one's which. And now, I just want to remember what they use as hot, which in this case, they use blue as hot, manufacturer of that shower head. And there we go. So I can pull this through, because it's kind of tight. Romex should not, in this invention here, Romex should not be going in through conduit, because it makes it very difficult to pull, and it's not required anyways. There we go. Let's go now and push through. Two number 10s, and I'm gonna put for the ground, I'll just use a number 12, because you could do that. You could be one step down for the ground here, at least where I'm doing it. But check with your building code, and depending what you're gonna do. And let me see something here. Thinking about getting from in here and using this ground. So I don't have to go get another wire now. Just use this one right here. It'll reach, because I had extra inside the panel, so it should not be a problem. I'm trying to remove this cover here, and let me get now this bare ground. And we're gonna push it through. Now what I'm gonna do is using green as the color that I happen to have. I'm not gonna go buy more when I have this piece here. Wait a minute. And because I have green, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape up and put black for the one that I'm gonna use for the hot, and then white for the one that I'm gonna use for the neutral. So this will be black. And then on the other side, let's put black again so we could identify. And then I really don't have to put on the other one a white, because I know that if one is the black, the other one's white, because the ground is going to be bare. But why am I going to do it? For the future, somebody else comes to work on this that is not me. They don't get confused why there's a green cable connected to where the neutral bar is at, which would be common sense, but you know, just in case they don't think somebody messed up, I'd rather make it a point to tape it up. That way they know that, no, that's just the wire that they had at the time, and they just, whoever did it, just used that wire at hand and identified it with tape, which is something that is done in the industry, you know, common. What you should never do is not identify the wire and leave different colors where they don't go, which people do all the time, because I've seen it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pass the ground and these two neutral now, and the hot two over there. Normally you want to tape them up together, but let's see if they want to play. It's such a short run that it might just do it. Let's see. If not, I'll tape them up. And of course, if even taping them up makes them get stuck on long runs, and you need to put the fish tape, the one that you're gonna pull that the electrical line through that, then pulls the cable out. Yeah, it's getting stuck up there. So let me tape it up and make it nice. It's that curve that it's pretty. And then of course there's also the lube that you could put when they really get stuck. All right, let me see. No, hold on, let me see. Yes, talk to me. Yes, let me try running it this way, which is easier to pass this first.
Do something at the house.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
You will have fun in there.
Say what? Say it again. Go in the house, and when I finish here, I go get you to do another job in the shop. Deal? Oh, what are you doing? No, you moved it. Look at that. Look how you shaked it. Look what you're doing. You're messing it up. Let me see. Let me see how it's looking now. Okay, leave it alone. Good. Good job. Don't touch it. Why would you touch it? Don't touch it again. It's good. No, it's perfect right there. Thank you so much for your help. Let's see. Is this ground? I'm gonna make it now. No, it ain't. I'm gonna have to get another one. I just pull it with this one then. I use this wire to pull it through. I see that. I hear. All right, let me take this off and go get me another piece of wire for the ground. All right, so I got the cable I'm gonna use for ground, and of course, I didn't have green, which is what you actually use for ground. So I'll take this one up green. Again, this is for the next person. Comes behind me because I know what color I'm using for what here, but being nice to the next person. Let me go ahead and splice this up here. And hook it up to this one so I could use this one to pull actually. Since I already have it in there. Now, normally you take this up, but again, this is such a short run here. I'm not even gonna tape it up. I'm just gonna pull it. Shouldn't be a problem. See what I mean? Not a problem. It's a very short run. And then wow, got hit in the face there. That'll be it right there for that wire. Let me put the rest of it away. Now we're gonna start putting this together here. This is my favorite to splice. Oh, got stuck. Actually, my favorite got stuck. All right. Okay, so hot was the blue one. So it'll be blue with black here. And let's put this together. Okay, let's do the ground now. Put it tight. And it broke in there. So I'm gonna need to get me another one of these connectors. And I just took off this one by accident. I was meaning to take off the other one. Looks, I'm not paying attention here. This is what happens when you don't pay attention. Just trying to get the one from the neutral to put it for now here on the ground. This one. And now I'm missing the neutral. But now I gotta go find that other connector because this one got messed up. Be right back. Okay, got the connector back here. And we're gonna close this already. Now I'm gonna push this through to the other side. But because it's still hot on the other side, I haven't turned off power and there's certain points that can be touched. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little piece of tape on each tip so that it doesn't touch something and create some type of problem. And if I see that it's kind of sketchy connecting it, I'll just turn off the main power to it. And if you're wondering, well, you took it off without taking off the power. Yeah, but taking it off, you just pull out. As long as you do it straight, not touch anything else, it's kind of like safer than trying to put like a string through the needle head, kind of like find your way in there and work your way through without touching anything else. Once you're over there, you'll see there's a lot of wires going around. One thing is to just pull it out, and another thing is to find your way through. Let me get them all together here. So it doesn't start getting jammed up with something in there. Even like a little flag style thing here so I could just pull it. Oh, I see what the problem is. I have that little plastic connector bushing that it's keeping it from going through. I'm gonna have to remove it from the other side, but basically I'm just gonna push this through and then put the cover. But before I do that, I'm gonna go in the inside and show you what I'm talking about, but I won't bring the camera back out again because it's just pushing it through now at this point. Okay, so this is the connector that I'm talking about, why that cable was not going through. This one right there. It's like a one way. So the wire, you could, so that you can't continue to pull more in and pull it from the other side, it's one way. You could pull cable that way, but you can't push it this way because it starts to lock up on you. So now I'm gonna go ahead and come from the other side and push the wire through. You're gonna see it come out now, and then I'll just put the little plastic thing afterwards. And the reason that plastic thing is there is it's one of the ways that you could enter into the panel, because you need to have something in between the any movement, even though nothing should move there, you know. But any, you know, it's not like those cables are being moved around, it's just gonna be still there. But you don't want there to be some type of rubbing where the metal of that hole on that box can cut through and create a short. So now I'm pushing it all the way through, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in the cap. Let me see, I got a little bit more to go, because the last little bit is hard because it's the curvature of the wire where you have to kind of like squish it there. All right, that's good. I'm gonna, right now you should be looking at those wires just to the inside there. And I'm putting the two bolts to the little cap as I'm speaking. So now the line already is ran where it's a number 10 instead of the 12 that was there. And for those that don't know, probably wondering, I thought he said he was making gauges. It's actually the lower the number, the thicker. Why they invented it like that, I don't know. I guess to come the heck out of us, because it makes no sense that why can't we have everything that the higher it is, the bigger? But then again, why do we have, you know, inches, and then we have the metric system? Just to confuse the heck out of everybody. Should have stuck with one, which should have been metric, is the easier one, but no. Somebody had the good idea to, let's have two complete systems. And the reason I think the metric is better is actually simple. It makes sense. After, you know, 10 is millimeter is bigger than 9, and 7 is bigger than 6, and simple. However, with the inch, it's like 1/4 is smaller than 1/2. But you see a 4, you would think a 4 is a bigger number than the 2. So, but of course, 1/4 means it's half of half. And then the numbers don't even add up. I mean, think about a dozen. It's 12. Why wouldn't we have a number for 10? Why are we going to such an off number? Like, why not have a name for a pack of 10, which would be more common sense, not a pack of 12? Or an acre, for example. It should be, let's say, 50,000 square feet. You know, make, if you're going to use the feet system instead of the metric. No, it's like 4,564. It's a weird number. And same thing with a mile. It's not like X amount of feet, like an even amount of feet, like 10,000 feet. It's weird. So we got messed up with some systems, and one of them happens to be the gauge thing. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Now, let me go, and I'm gonna have to move these color tapes here that I did to, this one's gonna be green that I'm gonna put here, and then white and black, right? But see how long this is? I'm gonna cut them shorter. So I'm gonna put the tape more back. Let me get, real quick, a piece of tape to just put it more back, and I don't have to reuse that one there. I want it to stay stuck and make sure that it doesn't fall off. And taking tape on and off will not be as good as putting a brand new piece. So yeah, we got messed up, but it's a lot of things that we use nowadays. Hamburger, it's not made out of ham. Why, when we eat chicken, we say we eat chicken, but when we eat a pig, we call it a pork. When we eat a cow, we don't say we're eating cow. Like with chicken, we say we're eating chicken. When we're eating a cow, we say we're eating beef. So it's like all over the place. The method of listening that agrees with me that should have kept things simple. And let's not even go into, coming back with the tape, I'm almost back. Let's not even go into the way we spell things. How there's silent letters. Why would it be a silent letter? If you're not gonna pronounce it, don't put it there. And why do certain things make the same sound, like PH? It's like an F. Why? For like phone? Why? Well, all these things make no sense to me. It's just making it harder for someone else to learn. Even in school, for kids to be able to learn things, because spelling is a challenge. It's not easy. So sometimes you got bad grades in spelling. It's not because you sucked in spelling. It's because you had to memorize the way things were spelled. It's not the way you would common sense pronounce it and read it and say it the way you read it. No. So it's no longer where, if it would have been that, things are written the way that they actually are pronounced, people will get better grades, because it would have been, I got the wrong color here. It would have been like, oh, this is the way you pronounce it. You say it, kind of, you figure it out. But no, here you have to memorize it the wrong way, because it's not the way that you pronounce it. So you have to just memorize how it's spelled just because someone decided to spell it like that. And yeah, I probably went on a little rant y'all because of the gauge, but it just proves my point. With that said, it's a lot of good things here, but I just don't like the measurements, the way we do it, and spelling 100%. No, but it could be worse. It could be Chinese. Figure that one out. Little sticks all over the place and all kind of stuff. So But man, I hate to just compare ourselves to like, oh, it could have been worse. Why? Why? Could have been better. The world could have been an easier place to spell and know your measurements. All righty. Bang, bang. And this one's gonna come right here to there. So let's put it around here. All right. Let's see where we're at. Ground. Once we connect it, ground will be right there. Neutral. We could put it right about there. And then the high will come right here. I should actually bring it through the bottom. Up and around the top here, yeah. Let's do it through there. And grab this right. And this one's gonna go on the new breaker now, the 30 amp. Not opened enough. How about now? Nice and tight. Now, let me go back to here. Actually, I'm gonna get a little bit longer. So, yeah. That's what I'm saying, that it's not the same thing as pulling out and putting it in here with all these other wires in the way at an angle and binding you one way. You know, there's a bunch of things to maneuver around there. Bunch of wires. Let's see. Now it's a bunch of white wires, neutral wires in my way. There it goes. Well, one thing that I forgot to put back now, but luckily I can still put it because this goes through. That's this. That has the little opening here on the side. And this is so that you don't get your cables messed up. But I need to get them all together, all the way past in the middle. And it's giving me a hard time here. There it goes. Let's see. There it goes. Got it. Went in. No, I forgot about tying this one up all the way. No, I did not. All right, bend it up so the cover can go through. Okay. Where did this one come out of? And the reason I could put it to any other bolt there, but we don't have to be unscrewing unnecessarily another bolt that's all the way in. So get the one that's already sticking out a little bit. And let me do a light there. Oh, gotta come out some more. There we go. Alrighty. This one can come up to the top here too. And bend behind that one. And now this is off. Like I said, I was gonna just go like this and let it come through here. And then this can come down here. And everything looks pretty. Now, let's go ahead and put this panel back. Put some tools away in my pouch because I'm making a mess. All right, that's it for this video. Catch you on the next one.